Hey, I'm back with the finished spreadsheet. Have some more information and more refinements that hopefully got the edge cases. New York, Vermont, and national averages were a little bit more work, so it took me a little bit longer. If you didn't watch the other one, that's all right. I'll explain it here. So this looks at the Affordable Care Act through the Kaiser Family Foundation website, where it has a subsidy calculator. So I use some of their code to put into this spreadsheet. So I'm also using a little bit of AppScript. You shouldn't have to deal with it, but you may have to enable some of this. So I'll go over that in a bit. The fields you can change are highlighted in green double border. Makes it a little easier to find. First part is you choose your zip code. Here I'm just using some different states and information to jump around to make it a little bit easier. But here we have Georgia. And this zip code has a few different counties. So we can say Fulton County. And here it's saying you're making $100,000 a year. So to figure out your MAGI for this one, here's a couple different steps. You just use what's on your AGI from your 1040 on line 7. You add a few of these different incomes back in. One thing I wasn't aware of was the tax-exempt Social Security benefit. So you're taking your Social Security at 62, but you're also using ACA between 62 and 65 when you take Medicare. So that was interesting. And then I knew about tax-exempt interest before. And then some other items. So I guess that should be MAGI. So it'll be your MAGI for that. So here you can say if you're covered by a plan, how many people are in your family. If you switch this to Vermont or New York, then this will be enabled. You enter your age, and if they use tobacco, there's only 6 spots available on the website, so that's how many I put here. And then here it has only 3 spots available, so I followed the same as the website, which I'll show you in a second. Then if you have more than 3, just enter the oldest children here, and then if they're smoking or not. And with that information, I make a send out to the Kaiser site, get back some information, and then make the calculation in the spreadsheet. And here you get the yearly bronze amount and yearly silver plan. You click this based on this information, it will pre-populate this link, and it will take you right to the site with that information filled in. So Georgia, the Fulton County, 100,000, and then you should see here your cost for the silver plan is $9,460. If we look at our spreadsheet on the spreadsheet, 9,460. You look a little bit further, you have the bronze plan, 4,612. Same here, and then there's some other information for you to look at here if you want. When I was doing this, I was looking at some of the code, and then you can go over some more of the code, and then some of this code does the calculations for you. And then when you put in the zip code, it's looking at the first 3 digit, and then that's getting this value for silver and bronze plan, and then also the state. And then based on that, we get the final result on here, and same thing for the spreadsheet. So if you want to take it a little bit further, you enable its chart, and now this will look at this table. So we have a starting amount at 35,000. We're stepping at 1,000 between each value, each row, and we're just stopping it at 120. You could go further, but that seemed to be enough for information, at least for here. So here you can say if you had MAGI income of 35,000, you're not expected to pay anything for the bronze. So here you have $721 per year. And then here we have monthly amounts. The increase for the bronze and the percentage, and then also increase for the silver plan and the percentage increase. So you can kind of see here it's jumping up, and then it's leveling out at about $100 increase here per $1,000 added. And then you can see here's the cliff, and that's the 400% of poverty limit where you lose your subsidy. So right here, that going between 138,000 going to 139, you get to the cliff, and then you lose that subsidy, and you're paying the full amount. This is just part of the spreadsheet setup. We have different states. We have the US average as well. You could look at alternate plans. These are the states with the alternate plans, New York and Vermont. And this is just the list of the counties per that zip code. So if you pick something in New York, this changes. This you need to remove. And here now you can see that this has a different if you're just a couple, individual parent with one or more children, or two parents. So in this case, you can see that the bronze plan is, look at New York and Georgia. So the New York plan was a little bit cheaper for Kaiser in this instance. And then you can also do like California. And again, you can see I just did some quick examples down here, scratchpad of different ones. So you can put in any zip code you want. And then this information should update. One thing I did for here is to create this URL. And this is all the information that gets sent to Kaiser as the URL, which also fills in this information. So you can easily jump back and forth. If you want to just see the values and play around with them on Kaiser site, click the link, and you could change the amount here as well. Say 120. Submit. You can see the information increases 120,000 a year. You're going to be paying 11,736 for the silver, and the bronze plan is about 6,748. So if we go back here, we can do quick chart information, and we can come back here, and they're the same amount. And you can do the same thing with the chart. You look here, it's for 120,000, it's 6,000 and 11,000, same as the other plan. And when you first get the sheet, you need to allow it to make a call to the Kaiser site. So you need to go to Tools, Script Editor. And here you select the function. You can just grab the first one, and click play. And then here it's going to ask, it needs to get permission to access your data on Google. So you review the permission. And here it's saying it needs to connect to an external source. You click allow. And where that is happening is right here, the fetch URL, because we're going to get that information. So really we're getting this information right here. So if you want to look at the original sourse from Kaiser, it's here as well. This isn't being used. The only thing that's being used is in the code.gs. And look at it if you want. Here's some of the code changed. So you can see the different thresholds, different age factors for different states. So all this information. Yeah, so this is pretty much just the information needed to make those calculations. So that call allows us to get this other information. I added another thing where you can automatically get the state based on the zip. Not really necessary, but it was just something I was looking at. I got the zip code information from simplemaps.com. So you can see here we had about 33,000 different zip codes. And then the US average one I just added on top. So you can also get that by blanking this out. It's US average. And drop downs, you shouldn't have to edit these two that are locked. They're locked, but you can edit them. It will just give you a warning. Chart data, you can look at that, same. Yep, and that's pretty much it for the spreadsheet. So just remember that when you first get it, you need to make sure it makes the call to get the updated information. So you need to go to the script editor and just run this first function and click the play. And then we'll ask you to get permissions. But after you do that once, you won't have to do it again for this spreadsheet unless you maybe make a copy, then you'll have to do it again. I was also thinking of adding this information text spreadsheet, so if you're under the age of 65 and not taking Medicare, and you're thinking of using ACA, that you'd be able to see that all in one spreadsheet. So that's maybe something I'll do, but right now it would be right now it's not done. And I'll share this on my website. Link will be below. So that's pretty much it for the spreadsheet. Again, it just goes over what Kaiser has, and it's an estimate, so it won't be precise, but it gives you a good idea of how the premiums will increase as more income is coming in. I'll do a little bit of cleanup, and then you'll just be able to make a copy of this. You can go over to 55e.co, and that will get you to the different spreadsheets I have for Social Security break-even point, taxation spreadsheet, Monte Carlo simulation, and bucket strategy, and then a rebalance spreadsheet as well. And if you have any questions or suggestions, please let me know below or reach out to me. Thanks.